If you've been dreaming about a brand new home in Gilbert, Arizona, I need you to stop scrolling because I'm about to show you a community that hasn't even started selling yet. It's called Lusitano, and it's one of the newest luxury new construction communities coming soon to Gilbert. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why I think this might be one of the most important communities to hit the East Valley in 2027. And if Gilbert has been on your radar, this is the kind of opportunity you don't want to find out about after it's gone. And if you want to skip ahead of the crowd on this one, I've got a link to get on my VIP list right in the caption below. That's going to be the fastest way to hear about pricing and lot releases the moment that they drop. All right, let's start with who's building Lusitano. It's being built by Tri Pointe Homes. And if that name sounds new to you, but you've lived in Arizona for a while, you might better know them as Maracay. Tri Pointe acquired Maracay a few years back, but this builder had been serving the Phoenix market for over 30 years. And this history matters a lot because there's a lot of builders that come in a hot market, they build fast, and then they move on to the next city, whereas Tri Pointe has actually been here for decades. They know Gilbert buyers, they know what this city is becoming, and they just made a serious bet on it. Tri Pointe spent $18.2 million to acquire 40 acres of land in the southwest corner of Pecos and Greenfield Road in South Gilbert. And when I dug into why they picked this exact spot, it made a lot of sense, which I'm gonna explain in a minute. All right, here's the timing piece, and it's really the whole reason I wanted to get this video out now. Sales for Lusitano are expected to open in the first quarter of 2027. That means right now, while you're watching this community, doesn't even exist in any real viable sense. There's no pricing release, there's no sales office open. If you're the kind of buyer who likes to get ahead of release instead of chasing a community after it's already selling out, this is your moment. Now let's talk about what's actually being built because the plans here are genuinely impressive. Lusitano is designed as a gated community with 76 home sites. Every home planned for this community is gonna be single story, and if you've been house hunting in the valley, you already know that's becoming harder to find, especially at this size. There's 3 floor plans on the table right now. There's farmhouse, adobe, and vineyard. Base square footage ranges from 3,525 square feet to 3,665 square feet. To put that into perspective, that is significantly larger than the average home size in South Gilbert. This isn't going to be a starter home community built for buyers who want real space, with each plan offering at least 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. Now, before I get into why Gilbert itself makes such a smart move, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit subscribe because I cover new construction community like this from all over the valley, often before they're even public knowledge. And if you're thinking about buying in Gilbert or anywhere in Arizona, I would love to help you find the best new construction communities, whether that's Lusitano or something else. This is something my team and I specialize in, so make sure you reach out. I'd love to help you through it. All right, now let's talk about Gilbert itself because I think this is honestly the part of the story that matters the most. If you're relocating to Arizona and you're trying to figure out where to land, Gilbert consistently comes up as one of the top family-friendly towns in the entire state. And I mean that across the board, not just for young families with kids. I see retirees loving Gilbert. I see young professionals loving Gilbert. I see multi-generational families all choosing Gilbert. And there's generally something there for every age group. It's clean, it's walkable in a lot of pockets. The parks are very well maintained. There's a real sense that this town takes pride in how it grows. Part of that comes down to something simple. Everything here is newer. Gilbert really didn't boom until the last couple of decades, which means the infrastructure, the roads, the shopping centers, the schools, the restaurants, the medical facilities, it's all been built with modern standards in mind. You're not dealing with an aging downtown core or infrastructure from the 1970s. You're getting wider roads, updated utilities, in community amenities that were designed recently for how people actually want to live today. That newer, nicer feel isn't just about the homes that's baked into the entire town. And that's exactly why a community like Lusitano matters so much right now. Gilbert is literally running out of land. This isn't me just being dramatic or for the sake of a hook. It's simply where the town is at this point in its growth cycle. Gilbert has been one of the fastest growing cities in the entire country for years, and undeveloped land, especially in desirable pockets close to parks, retail, major roads, best schools, this is generally becoming hard to find. So when a 40-acre parcel in a location like this comes up and a builder with Tri Pointe's reputation acquires it for luxury single-story homes, that is not something that happens often anymore. In a few years, opportunities to build new luxury homes inside Gilbert's core areas are about to be extinguished. You're going to have to buy far out in Santan Valley or even further out. So Lusitano is one of the last chances to get a brand new construction house in this part of Gilbert at this size. All right, let's talk location, because this is where Lusitano really earns its place on the list. The community sits directly across the street from the Discovery Park, which is 48 acres of soccer fields, basketball courts, jogging and walking trails, a playground, a lake. I've actually worked out there many times, taking beautiful walks. You can imagine your morning walk, evening bike rides, your kids' soccer practice, all outside practically your front door. That kind of proximity to a park like this is really rare for a gated community. But you're not trading convenience for that green space. Just minutes away, you've got the Santan Mall, which is Gilbert's premier shopping and dining destination in all the East Valley. They've got restaurants that rival Scottsdale restaurants. And we're talking major retail, full lineup of tons of restaurants, and they keep building more and more. So the dining scene around Lusitano isn't just convenient, it's genuinely upscale, and it's expanding. Beyond the Santan Mall, you've got Topgolf Gilbert, you've got Andretti, which is indoor go-kart driving and games, which is great for weekend entertainment for families, great for date night, great for when you got guests in town and you want to show off the fun neighborhood and all the amenities and activities nearby. Now on the healthcare side, Mercy Gilbert Medical Center is nearby. So you're not driving across the valley for quality medical care in an emergency or for routine appointments. Now that's a detail a lot of buyers actually overlook until they need the doctor. And it's a big deal when you're relocating to somewhere new. And when it comes to getting around quick, you're actually very close to the 202 freeway and the Price Road corridor, and the appointment hub and Mesa Gateway Airport are also nearby. So whether you're commuting to work, catching a flight, or just running errands across the valley, you're not boxed into one corner of the town. Inside the Lusitano community, Tri Pointe plans to include walking trails, small pocket park, and so even within the gates, there's going to be an emphasis on outdoor living, not just rooftops packed in wall to wall. Gilbert has also picked up some serious national recognition recently, including being named the #1 mid-sized city in the country for economic growth and ranked among the safest and most affordable cities in America. Now, that's not marketing spin, that's the kind of data that drive long-term home values and tells you this is a town that is not slowing down anytime soon. So here's what I encourage you to think about if Lusitano has your attention. Pricing has not been announced yet, and that's actually the opportunity. Historically, earliest phases of a new construction community are where you see the most competitive base pricing and the best selection of home sites. Corner lots, the larger lots, premium positioning before the crowd shows up. Once a community like this opens in a town where land is scarce, those early advantages are going to disappear fast and often within the first few weeks of the release. If you're relocating to Arizona, especially if you're coming from out of state and you're used to a different new construction process, this is exactly the kind of community where having someone in your corner from day one is going to really make a difference for you. You're going to want to understand all the builder incentives, evaluate the floor plan against any long-term resale value, and also knowing how to actually get in line before the release date instead of after. So don't wait to find out about Lusitano until everyone else has. I put together a link to my VIP list in the caption below, so make sure you get on that now, and you're going to be the first to know about the pricing, lot releases, and incentives. And I'm Alejandra. If you're thinking about making the move to Arizona, I would love to help you out. Thanks so much for hanging. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.